Well, hello, everyone. I'm Leslie Blicker, one of the conference organizers, and I'm here to have Sara Lenertz, and she'll introduce herself, a faculty member from Inver Hills, continue the conversation on the concurrent session called DevEd ABE Partnership in Math. So welcome, Sara.
Thank you, Leslie. As Leslie said, I'm Sara Lenertz. I teach at Inver Hills Community College. I am part of the resident faculty there in the math department. I've been there about 12 years now. Prior to that, I taught middle school and high school. I do teach our Math 840. It's our introductory algebra course. I've taught it almost every year that I've been there. And we've had a variety of models to help support students in that course, where we've had embedded tutors and things like that. But for the first time this year, I'm very excited to be partnering with Jolynn Bucky from the South St. Paul District in Adult Education. And I'm very, very excited to be here, even in this remote fashion, pre-recorded video at the symposium today to talk about my experience with you all.
Well, thanks so much, Sara. Great experience. So what we're going to do is have a little chat. We've got some questions prepared for Sara to address, which we think are very interesting for participants, hopefully. And so the first question is, there are many ways that partners can collaborate in teaching, and we call them models of collaborative teaching or levels of integration between ABE and the college, and every partnership does it differently. So I'm going to ask Sara, which level or which model of collaboration did you decide to use, and how did you arrive at that?
Great question. To answer that, I'm going to share my screen. On the onset of this, I kind of thought, I've never partnered with anyone, and I was very, very excited for the opportunity. Jolynn may have already addressed some of how we came to have this partnership. But one thing we did as a math faculty at Inver Hills was explore the option of partnering with adult education. It was our idea, and we met with faculty, I believe at Anoka Ramsey, who had a great model in place. And we met with them over Zoom. 2020 or 2021, sometime in there, and I don't remember names or any of those details, but what I do remember is how much we absolutely loved the model that they had in place. And we, as faculty at Inver Hills, said, we want that, we need that for our introductory algebra course. So we pursued it on our end, and being in the South Metro in Inver Grove Heights, we decided to contact adult basic education school districts in that area. So that's how we got connected with the South St. Paul district, and that's how I got connected with Jolynn in particular. And so I thought to myself, I don't know how to team teach after teaching for so many years by myself. I've never really done this. And I'm going to share my screen here. I just set out to the internet to do a little research about it. And this is an article from Edutopia. And I found these 6 models. And I would say that of the 6, we've done 4 out of the 6 models, and how we've really decided is based on the particular topic we're teaching that particular class period. I would say the first 2 we do quite a bit, 1 teaching, 1 observing, 1 teaching, 1 assisting. So quite often it is me up there in the front of the room, doing the very traditional lecture type of thing. But what I've never had before is somebody in the back of the room among my students noticing, hey, this guy doesn't seem to be getting it. And Jolynn is just so wonderful at connecting individually with the students and really observing and digging in there and pointing like, hey, you missed this little step right here. So I think like that kind of model, the one teaching, 1 observing, or 1 teaching, 1 assisting, we do that very, very often. And it just rather than me sending my students out the door like, well, I hope they understood something that I said, Jolynn is out there really ensuring that they're understanding what we're taking notes on. The other two models that have come up are the alternative teaching and team teaching. For team teaching, when we have a topic like, so one day early in the course, we reviewed or taught, depending on the student, order of operations. And the next topic was then evaluating algebraic expressions, plugging something in for X and then evaluating that expression. So those two topics, of course, go hand in hand. So Jolynn taught, Jolynn was up in the front of the room teaching order of operations, and I was out among the students. And that was new for me. And then we kind of flip-flopped, and I went in the front of the room and did the algebraic expressions part of the course, and she was out in the room. So kind of tag team that particular topic. And then sometimes we do the alternative teaching, where if we know there's, like these 5 students, they were absent, or they kind of bombed this last quiz, and let's pull them out and give them some direct focus. So either I will do that or Jolynn will do that while the other teacher is teaching the rest of the students. So it's just been invaluable to me to have this partnership, because even though, introductory algebra is a somewhat low level math course, I think it makes it a very important and difficult course to teach, to really get our students passing that course and on to the next one.
Thank you.
Sure.
Great. I had a follow-up question. You talked about your roles a bit, I mean, who did what, but did you do any formal definition of your roles? I know sometimes we hear, that the faculty or instructors really retain they're the content experts, right, over the subject matter material. And when you're truly co-teaching, then, that might cause a little bit of conflict, I'm not sure. But how did you define your roles clearly, and did it change over time? Did you have more comfort over time with the co-teaching, aspects?
That's a great follow-up question. That phrase content expert, it's funny that Jolynn has used that same phrase with me, that she considers me the content expert, although Jolynn has great expertise in math, and she was a science teacher as well. So I think at the onset, she kind of said, this is how I see our partnership, and that she was here to support me. So I guess sort of informally, we formally defined our roles that way. And then we really did let the particular concepts we were going to be teaching for the day really define, okay, since we're doing this, Jolynn would say, oh my gosh, I have this great activity where the students watch a little video that's a kid going up a slide, walking across, and going down a slide. And then we have our students graph that. So Jolynn will just, kind of support our overall concept when she has great ideas, like, oh, I have a really great idea on how to teach such and such. And I never feel like I have to give up my own great ideas that I love doing. It's just an enhancement. So I don't know that we were too formal about our roles, but just kind of took it lesson by lesson. And of course, the first time through when you teach anything new, so maybe there's some bumps in the road, but I think this past fall went really well. And it is nice now that we're doing it a second time. So.
Well, great. Well, we only have about another minute or two here together. I could do another 30 minutes with you for sure. It's very interesting. I'm curious, maybe you mentioned it in your introduction or your first question, but what was campus leadership administration on board with you, your academic, either the dean or your department chair is what I'm going for. And then also over time, have there been any changes? I'm sort of combining two questions in one.
All right.
So if you could address that would be great.
Two-part question.
Yeah.
100% support. This, like I said, it was our entire department that wanted this. Not all of us teach introductory algebra, but we all, know the importance of that course and helping students be successful in that course. A long time ago, we offered an arithmetic and a pre-algebra course, and those had to go away because of financial aid laws. I don't fully understand. So we just have always sought out ways to support our students in this course. So our department chair, our full department, yes, but as you specified, our dean also was fully on board. He was at all our meetings at the infancy of trying to create this partnership before we knew if there was funding or anybody even interested in doing it with us. He was at all of those meetings. So so I feel fully supported in this. When our enrollment was low and looking like, oh no, is this on the cancellation list? He said, no, this is new. We're fully supporting this. And also the nature of the course, we have a lot of students who sign up for it at the last minute. And so our dean recognized that and said, do not worry. So. Oh, I forgot about part 2, tweaking things. So yes, since this is our second go around with this course now, I used to say, okay, do all of this homework for chapter 2. It's not going to be due until we're done with the whole chapter. And I don't know if it's the particular bunch of students we have this semester, but we're going to kind of go back to a high school model where we say, I'm assigning section 3-1 and it is due the very next class period. So that's not really a college model of homework, but we feel like they need that structure. Like, we need you to do this homework right now. Even we can't tell you it's due in a week, and because they'll wait till the last minute to do it. So we've tweaked that. And next year we're going to kind of tweak our schedule. Right now, Jolynn comes in an hour after I start, and we just don't like that. We want to start together at the same time. So minor tweaks. And I'm sure there'll be more in the future, but it's going well so far.
Well, I'm so sorry we have a time limit so that all of the presenters can fit into the concurrent session, but thank you so much, Sara. It's been wonderful to have you. And I think with that, we'll say goodbye and it's a wrap.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.